right, well, if you hear that music, you know what's happening. And I know, Jay Peckham grew a beard. Not sure what happened there. Hello, everybody. Welcome here. We're live from Progressive Auto Sales Arena here tonight. Sarnia Sting getting ready to take on the Kitchener Rangers. It's not Jay Peckham. It's my friend Jake Cherski from Philly Cheesesteak. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. How are you?
Look at that. We were going to put your name and lights and everything.
Oh, there we are.
Look at all that stuff, right?
Nice.
That's awesome.
Nice
having you here joining me. You know, I know you. I'm not sure if everybody realizes just what you do around here, but you make sure that I call them the gatekeepers are all around here, looking after the ushers. I guess they are.
Yeah.
You organize and look after that.
Yeah, it's a little partnership that the Sarnia Sting got into with the actual Sarnia Imperials to help us out, and we help them out, and it's a great partnership, and we like doing it. So it's a lot of fun, and you get to watch hockey.
I was gonna say, and you get a great ticket because you're just like right over here by me, like you're right in the middle of the arena, so you get to see lots of action going on.
Yeah, and they're good seats. Like, I mean, there's nothing in your way either, so that's always a good thing. Yeah.
And I noticed too. I mean, I always pop over and say hello to you when I can, and there's always some conversation going on over there with the group around you. You tend to get to know the people around you, right?
Well, that's the good thing about it is, you know, they're all season ticket holders, and of course we're there to support them all season as well. So obviously, 34 times a year you get to see them, and that's more than sometimes family members. So it's a good thing. We have lots of fun and joke around and poke fun at other people and stuff. So it makes it
get angry once in a while.
Well, yeah, because one of our main jobs is just making sure that the people don't go down the stairs. So they'll always sneak under you. Me being a big guy, they like tap my shoulder, and then I spin around, and then the next thing you know, they're going down the stairs, and then the emails come flooding in because someone.
But I mean, you get angry sometimes at a hockey game.
Oh, angry at a hockey game. Yeah, sometimes not like I used to. That's for sure. But it's as far as hockey games go, you try to bite your tongue and just grin and bear it, and then you come over, give me a hug, and away we go.
Yeah, I do. I have to give you a hug once in a while. Yeah. Well, we're going to talk a little bit more about that, but first we're going to go to our town scoreboard and see what's happening here today. Right now we're going to be looking at the Owen Sound Attack will take on the Flint Firebirds. I would think I would want to pick Owen Sound in that one, but Flint just always seems to, they're that thorn in everybody's side. You just never know what's going to happen there. Yeah. Oshawa will take on Kingston tonight at 7 o'clock as well. Saginaw and Sioux Greyhounds. Again, you would think that would be another obvious call, but Saginaw is another one of those teams that seems to show up unexpectedly sometimes.
Yeah, Saginaw beat actually, I think it was a couple weeks ago, Saginaw beat the Sioux. So it might be an interesting game for what it's worth.
And that's going to be like really bad. You got let's just say what it is.
Everyone has everyone has a bad day. So chalk that one up to a bad day. And
this will be an interesting one tonight. One of the Sting rivals. Yeah. We talked to Justin Fazio after the last game, and he said, he said we talk about rivals. He said nobody really hates anybody. He says, but when you're out there on the ice, there's no friends, right?
No, and that's a compete level, right? Like it's just at that level. Like, you might smile, tell a joke or something, but if you're going in the corner with somebody else, obviously you're going to put your shoulder down, and you still got to play the game.
Yeah, that's right.
And because you're being held accountable by your players, obviously, or your fellow players, and your coaching staff too. Sure. So you still have to play the game, but. The last game they got together, it was a chippy affair. So this could be a nice, fun, good old-fashioned hockey game.
Looking for a little payback there too. I'm thinking the Sarnia Sting because they lost to the Rangers 5-2 the last.
Yeah, they haven't beat them this season actually.
Yeah,
so it'll
be. They've got to do it.
Well, even I was just looking at the standings like last week, so I might be a couple games away, but I noticed that should the Sting get to the second round and everything works in the favors as it should. They might meet each other in the second round, so getting a win today would be huge for their psyche, and just that mental awareness, just to know that we can beat them.
Send a message.
Yeah, exactly.
We're here. We're not going anywhere.
Yeah, it should be good.
Yeah. You see every hockey game. I don't think you've ever missed a game as far as home games go. How would you Reader's Digest it, I guess, if you will, what you see in the Sarnia Sting? I mean, Jay and I talk a lot, and our friend Lee Cunningham from CHOK will be the first one to say there's a lot of depth going on in this Sarnia Sting team. Every line has something to bring out to the ice. The talent is multiple all over this. And that's probably leading into that, probably one of the reasons why sometimes it's disappointing when you see us lose to like some of the bottom teams.
Right. You know what? It comes down to mental awareness, but as far as depth goes, I mean, this team, I haven't seen a Sting team obviously this deep in a long time. Usually a lot of teams have like a two-line, you know, where they're very explosive offensively on both lines. And then they kind of filter out, and then you have a checking line and that. But our checking line can score.
Yeah.
So when you have 4 lines deep and you can roll 4 lines, keeps you fresher. The longer you go in the playoffs, also, the less tired you're going to be too. You know, after this game, first team to win 16 games is going to win the OHL.
Yeah.
So that's the goal that you want to look for.
Yeah, and it really allows for more strategy too, right? As far as, you know, tend to mix guys up a little bit. Do you have a favorite lineup of guys working together when it comes to defense and offensive?
You know what? I don't really. I don't look at the game like that. Some people do.
Yeah.
I look at the game as just individual efforts. I mean, obviously as a team, but for what guys are putting out. One of my favorite players on this team is Sproverio.
Yeah.
That kid's got so much heart and passion.
For a little guy too, right?
You can't teach that though. That's
No.
That's something you can't teach. You can't coach that. That either you're built with it or you're not built with it. I mean, the team's full of them. Ernst is another guy that just gives it his all the whole time he's out there. It's just different levels of different play for different people. You know, everybody has their role, and if you can bring it together as a team, your chances are you're going to be successful at the end.
Yeah. You know, we could say the same thing for the coaching team as well. There's quite a level of, or what am I trying to say? There's quite some depth in that as well. You know, Darian Hatcher brings a lot there, and you know, David Leguan and the rest of the team. They've all got different personalities, I guess you could say too, that contributes to the team.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know behind the scenes obviously, but from what you see on the,
I thought you knew everything, Jim.
well, I do know most things, but just ask me.
Yeah.
But to sit down and see what they're like behind the scenes, obviously, you know, they all get along, or they wouldn't be there.
Yeah.
It's a hand-picked coaching staff, which is always nice to have. You're not settling for anybody. You're pushing the limits of each other.
Yeah.
And as long as you can work with each other's strengths and be their strength for their weakness, it makes for a great staff as well.
Yeah. What would you say, and nobody really likes to talk about this, but what would you say the weakness is? So, have you seen some weakness in the Sarnia Sting?
As far as compete level, I mean, they compete, yes, but what I mean by that is basically it seems that they take a few shifts off or they'll take a period off, 5 or 6 minutes. I think they beat themselves up, and again, this is from looking up from the stands.
Yeah, that's right.
I think they get angry with themselves a lot, and you know, that's that coaching staff that's got to step in and just say, hey, you can't change anything. And I mean, this is in life even. You can't change the past ever. All you can do is change the future, right? So if you can learn from what you've done in the past and push that into the future, everything's going to work out okay.
Hakuna Matata, right?
There it is.
No worries.
Yeah.
Well, we've certainly seen lots of performing from the Sarnia Sting, and we're looking forward to seeing what they bring here tonight. Jordan Kyer, let's talk about leadership as well. You know, we have Jordan Kyer, a fantastic captain, and the rest of the team. We're seeing really good leadership on that team as well. Would you agree with that?
Oh, I totally agree with that. It seems that, you know, you see deep leadership as well.
Yeah.
I say that, you know, with the Imperials, I said, look, I can't pick 5 or 6 captains. I said I got a team of leaders, and you can see that on some days when, you know, maybe the puck's not going Jordan's way, or you know, one of their other top, you know, goal scorers or point getters. You see one of those fourth line guys going up and giving them a tap and giving them support, and that's all they need. You know, as a fan, it's frustrating, I get it, and you hear a lot of the boos in the fans, but it's like everyone needs to remember that they're going to beat themselves up. They know that they've done something wrong. They know that they're not doing or playing to their full potential. So what you got to do is you just got to keep supporting them along, and it'll just fall into place, and everything will be okay.
They're a team that's certainly aware of what they're capable of, and they've shown us many times, even recently, to coming from like they're behind 4-0 and coming back and winning that, you know, in overtimes and shootouts. How do you feel about our shootout skills?
I'm very happy again because we're deep. You know, we can put goals. I mean, like pucks in the net. Like that's what we do.
It's an easy conversation, isn't it?
Yeah,
right?
it's really tough. I mean, how do you critique it? Really, we have a lot of talent. We have some snipers. We have some, you know, good-handed hockey players. You know, where they use the deke very well. But like I said, we got snipers just the same. So our offensive abilities, as the stats already point out in the league, are best in the league, and I think we should go far in the playoffs, and I'm hoping we do.
Yeah, for sure. And just before we wrap it, I think we want to recognize too that the community involvement that the Sarnia Sting has. Like you mentioned, you have your partnership, and they have a lot of partnerships with the puck, Chuck-a-Pucks, and getting out in the community, and that's really good to see. Young folks, these are young men, right? Getting out in the community and supporting the community.
Well, that's what I like. I mean, the max age obviously is 20 in this league, so you have anywhere from 16 to 20-year-olds, and let's be honest, a lot of 16 to 20-year-olds aren't playing at this caliber of hockey,
right.
And they don't have this awareness, and they don't have this responsibility. These guys are playing for paychecks for later on in life. They're playing for a career, which may only last a year to 10 years.
That's right.
So then
anything can happen.
Anything can happen, and nothing's worse being retired at 30. I wish I was, but
maybe it depends. How much you got in the bank account? I
yeah,
suppose,
exactly.
Right?
Well, I'm not. So that being said, though, it's just it's great to see that they teach these young men some great skills and community skills, and it's nice to see.
For sure. Jake, thanks so much for joining us.
Appreciate
it. You're welcome. And Jake's going to join us back here for Fan Perspective, second period intermission, because Jay Peckham has decided, I can't talk, say that, decided he's got to be off tonight. He's at the Western Ontario Drama League at the Imperial Theatre, but that's okay. Jake, you're doing a really good job. I don't know if I'm going to have Jay Peckham back or not.
I'd never leave you like that.
I know he's watching. He even suggested maybe one time that I step out and I let you and him do it alone. I don't know. You might be both fighting for who gets to say more. I don't know.
Yeah. When you said Cole's Notes, I was scared, or Reader's Digest. I was like, apparently you don't know me that well.
Yeah. Right on. All right, we're about 5 minutes away from puck drop here at the Progressive Auto Sales Arena. Again, Sarnia Sting getting ready to take on the Kitchener Rangers, who they have not beat at all in the season, as Jake pointed out. And we'll be back first period. We'll have our Chuck-a-Puck charity talking to us here as well. And again, Jake Cherski joining me back here at second period. And also, don't forget to follow us everywhere at TVSN World on social media. We will be live post-game talking to one of the players and the coaches in the Players Lounge, so make sure you keep watching for that. Broadcasting for the Video Show Network, I'm David Burrows, and my friend Jake Cherski. Thanks for watching.